Hello, April Cox here. I have the pleasure today of interviewing two creative kids and their dad. And we are going to learn how they are joining the rise of kid authors and are the newest published authors on my list. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad to have you here today. I am so happy to have Alpesh Palmar and his two beautiful daughters here, who are my newest published authors. And I am so very proud of you guys. So Alpesh, why don't you introduce yourself, and we can let the girls introduce themselves as well.
Sure. Yeah, so my name is Alpesh Parmar. We reside in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I actually immigrated to US back in 2001. So now I have officially spent more than half of my life in US. And long story short, I come from IT world because I live in the Bay Area. And then after I learned or I got laid off, I started investing in real estate and stocks and all. So I learned a lot about all the different investment vehicles available to us, and ended up starting my own investment firm in real estate world, where we buy large mobile home parks and a lot of other real estate properties, and investors invest with me. So that's how it started. And then I just wanted to somehow transfer the knowledge I had to my kids, and that is why we ended up co-authoring this book, Growing the Money Tree for Kids. And we'll talk about it.
Great, that's awesome. So let's have the girls go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Kaya, and I'm in 9th grade, and I play a lot of badminton, and I read a lot too.
Awesome.
I'm Tuisha Parmar. I'm in 5th grade. I'm 11 years old, and I didn't know anything about money until we made this book, and now I know a lot.
So this part of this process, it seems, was a learning experience for your daughters as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me, who got the idea for the book, and how did that come about, that your girls decided they were going to go in and work with you on it?
Who got the idea?
It was you.
He was explaining about money to
Yeah.
us, and then he realized we should just make a book about it.
There's not a lot of really good books for kids about money, is there, Alpesh?
Nope. That is actually, I would say, not much. And if there are, they're very basic, right?
Okay.
So it was hard for me. What I was trying to convey, it was hard for me to teach them. So and this was back in COVID. The story was that because I was almost always working from home, and this is the first time they were also at home and watching me. So they asked me the question, what do I do? How do I make money? And that is how the discussion started. So I actually bought, of course, we had Monopoly. I bought another Monopoly. We bought Payday. We bought some more, I think, Circle of Life. There were some other games which were related to life and money. And I just tried to explain them as much as possible through playing games. And literally, I would work and they'll be playing games, sitting besides me on the floor, on the carpet. And then I was like, okay, if I'm trying to teach them all this, why don't I try to convey the message I want to, but in their words? Because it was difficult for me to use complex words. And then I would explain them, and I will ask them to write down in their own words what they understood.
Oh, that's a great process, isn't it? So they were also part of the writing.
Yes.
And how did you guys feel working with an illustrator and starting to see the book come to life? How involved were you guys with that?
It was really cool because I was the one that made the first drawings, and then I saw when the illustrator drew them, and I was like, that's really cool. That's exactly what I was trying to say.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yes, when they would write down, I would also give them an example that, okay, think of it this way, that this person will have to do this to make this much money, or so then I'll ask them to draw graphics because I just wanted to keep them involved. Because if I just, keep explaining them, they will lose interest, right? And they both love reading and they both love art. So I would ask them to draw the cartoon or whatever character
Of
and
it.
use those, and we give them to illustrators.
Yeah, that level of immersing yourself into the education of it is going to make it so much more real for kids. That's a fabulous idea. So Alpesh, would you recommend other parents and kid teams that, because summer's here, right? Kids are getting out of school. Is this a project
Yes,
you would recommend for others to do with their kids?
Yeah.
absolutely. So yes, and that's nodding as well. But yeah, I think summertime, the idea is this book is perfect for summer exercise. But also, if you have a project in mind, this is the right time to get on and work with your kids. I think not only this process was important for us, from just so that I wanted to teach them about money and I wanted them to learn and publish the book, but it was also good time, bonding time for us. We were able to spend that quality time together. A lot of time, she wants to do something, she doesn't like that, or they both want to do something, but I'm not going to enjoy. But this was something which all of us enjoyed.
Yeah, I enjoyed learning.
Yeah.
And like my dad teaching me, I enjoyed like learning all
And I
money.
understood what he was talking about in the end too.
Yeah.
That sounds great. So I was going to ask you next, what was your favorite part of this whole process?
Probably
So-
writing it.
Right.
Yeah.
How
My
about you?
favorite part is like making memories with them when writing it.
Oh, that's nice. What about you, Alpesh?
Yeah, I think most favorite part was spending time with them and seeing them actually understand the concepts I was trying to, right? It's a lot of time, and I would say it's even difficult for me to explain some of this to adults, right? So, when I saw that they understood and they were ready to buy stocks, I'm like, oh, okay. So this is working. And, they both of them started the business together also after learning about all this.
Wow.
Yeah, and the business in first year itself, it was profitable. It's a jewelry making business. They sell jewelry
Yeah.
and they
made
learned a lot
of
about
money.
it. So, I could see that it working. Again, I don't know how long and how far, but at least they have the wisdom now to apply some of this knowledge.
So I'd love to dig into the contents of the book, Alpesh. Tell me a little bit about, because you're saying goes deeper than some of the just, high level books that are out there that try to teach money. Tell us about the age group for the, that is perfect for this book, and what kind of things can kids learn by reading this?
Great question. So when we started working on the book, they were 7 and 10. So that is how it was intended, right? So when we started rewriting it, we realized it's great for kids between 8 to 12 years old. But I would say any teenager would learn something out of this book. I guarantee people that if you open this book, even as an adult, if they are newbie, they will learn something out of it. But from kids' perspective, they will enjoy the reading portion, and I think they can speak about it as well. But what we cover here is not only just, we start with what is money actually, right?
Okay.
Why money is important, and why we are saying money doesn't grow on trees, right? And then we start with stocks, real estate, government bonds, precious metals, crowdfunding, private investing, cryptocurrency, like pretty much every investable asset out there. I was trying to explain them so they can make, not just a guess, but more educational decision, right? So we tried to cover and collectibles. So we pretty much covered a lot in the book, and now that I'm getting more understanding and more feedback, some of my friends are telling me that their 16-year-old enjoyed the book,
Wow.
right? Because, he had only heard about stocks. He
Mhm.
didn't even know. And then the other friend said that, his kid is taking investment classes. And he even enjoyed this because now he could relate to this in a book also, right? So it was not just, a class or a course, but now he can see how it would work.
I love the practical knowledge and that the girls actually took what they're learning and created a business. I'd love to hear more about that, girls. Tell me a little bit about what you're doing. And remember, there's going to be a lot of kids and adults watching this. So if you want to share how they can find out more about your jewelry business or where they can go, so you can actually feel free to share that kind of information too.
So it just started as like a really small business. So I started the business and then Kaya joined,
Yeah.
and then we wanted to work together, and we made like bracelets and necklaces, and there was like 4th of July parades and all these different places we could go to, and we went out selling jewelry, and surprisingly a lot of people bought it, and we made a lot of profit. We also opened an Etsy shop, and like we got a few orders.
So
from
what
that
is it
too.
called, the Etsy shop?
It's called Aesthetic Vibes, AESSTHETICVIBEZ.
Aesthetic Vibes on Etsy.
Okay. I will link to the shop as well for people that watch this video. I'll make sure we put a link so that they can check out your Etsy shop. That's phenomenal. So your dad said that you've actually made a profit. Tell me a little bit about your business and the business side of things. How does that work? How were you able to make a profit out of what you've been doing?
First we just like started buying things, and we advertised a lot to people, like a lot of our friends, like a lot of my friends and a lot of Tuisha's friends bought like jewelry, and we advertised to like almost anyone we met, and then we'd be like, oh, this is our business and you should like probably support us, and they bought a lot of stuff too.
Yeah, people supported us a lot.
So it started basically as a loan from me, right? So the idea, when we talk about it in the book as well, it's called private investing.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, you can start your business, I'll loan you money, right? And you can buy. So what all did you buy, and what all do you sell now?
We bought a lot of beads from like Michael's, from Amazon, and then we bought string and like basically any like jewelry making like materials.
We bought like different beads so we can make like different bracelets or like necklaces, earrings that people would enjoy. We also sell stickers.
Now they started making stickers at home.
Wow, that's fantastic. I'm really impressed to see what you girls do in the future as well. Do either of you have any aspiration to write a book of your own someday?
Yeah,
Absolutely. I've been wanting to start a book, and I've been writing it.
I finished my first draft of a book too. So
You did? What are you, tell me more. What are you writing about?
It's like Greek mythology because I love Percy Jackson.
She's crazy about Greek mythology. So
nice.
So now they think book writing and editing and all of that is easy. So they both want to write their own book. I'm like, okay, be my guest.
I think that's wonderful. And it's a great time of the year to really put yourself into that. So do you see yourself also working with an illustrator to bring the imagination for that Greek mythology to life?
Probably, yeah.
That's awesome. And tell me, young lady, what about your book? What are you writing about?
It's a murder mystery.
Oh, I love it. A murder mystery, huh? Oh, that's wonderful. Will you also be working with Joanne Skye as an editor to work through this stuff with the girls at Pesh?
Yeah, most probably. Let's see. I have not seen their draft because I've been busy while they are not doing anything. I've been busy marketing the
Yeah.
book and trying to work on the launch and, post-launch stuff, right, with you. So yeah, I got to take a look at what they are up to.
So let's talk about the book launch. When will it be available and where can people find it?
So the book has been available since May of 21st. We launched it right before summer so that, during summer break, I really wish almost everyone with kids will have this book in their hands, because one, they will definitely learn something from it. I guarantee that. Second, this will also take them away from screen. Maybe it's for 30 minutes a day, maybe it's for 15 minutes a day, but there are some activities in the book, as well as if they go on our website, moneytreebooks.com, they can, get more activities as well, right? So not only they will gain knowledge, but they will also be away from, screen for some time. And I think, and because you and I come from this world, we believe that reading books is the best education, best thing out there. I love reading books. My kids do love reading books. And this is very important in this world, that super fast world where everything happens through Zoom and computer and whatnot. It's important to sometimes slow down,
I
take
love
a break,
I
and
also
read.
love that it's for this, it's not just about reading, but they're getting life skills and
Yes, and practical now.
learns.
So as of tomorrow, yesterday, it's also available worldwide now.
Oh, that's
So
so
I forgot to tell you that it's available everywhere. So again, we are back to Amazon #1 bestseller in multiple categories as
So
of
not
today.
only are you guys authors, but you are best-selling authors. Oh, congratulations, guys.
Thank
And
you
I'm
so much.
sure as we go through and submit this book for awards, you are going to be award-winning best-selling author. I have no doubt in my mind about that.
I hope so. And thank you for your help. We did get the 5-star review from Reader's Favorite already, right?
Oh, that's
So
fantastic.
it's been amazing.
I'm just so inspired to see your girls growing and blossoming and doing so much. So I'd love to hear from them if there are kids watching this and they see what you're doing and they would like to do something like this. What kind of recommendation do you have for them? Talk to those kids.
Start slow and like have goals, definitely. Like even if you have like something that's like getting a lot of success, you still want to have goals so you don't like slow down.
I love that.
What do you have to say?
And how about you? Any recommendation for kids your age?
What can I say?
What I said? No, you should have some.
Just make sure to like understand the book and read through it like many times. So the more times you read it, maybe like you might learn even more new things.
Mm-hmm. I love that. And what
That's
about
a good
you,
point, yes.
Alpesh? Do you how would you speak to parents and grandparents who maybe want to connect and bond with their children? How do you get the interest and get this idea going with the kids in your life?
That's a great question. So yes, I would say this is one of the great bonding, and I love bonding with them. We have done all kind of stuff, hiking together, rock climbing, playing badminton to tennis to whatever sport they want to play and I want to play, right? So this was something where we could sit down and not just watch TV, but do something which will help them in future. And also, it allows me to leave my legacy, right? Thinking that, okay, I know something, I can, leave it to them, right? So my recommendation to parents is find a common interest. And sometimes, what I learned that you may have to develop that interest as a parent or grandparent, because I'm not a writer, I'm not an author. It's just that when they started writing it down, I'm like, this may be interesting because this allows them. And you know what I did so that they stay away from the screen? We did not use screen to write this book, by the way.
No? What did you do?
Yeah. What
We
did you
wrote
do?
it on a notebook.
Yeah.
We hand drew every illustration.
Wow. Okay.
So that allowed us to spend more time
Right.
together because they were literally writing it down, and I'm like,
Every,
make sure that I can read it. So they were, I still have all the papers where
Oh,
they wrote down in really nice handwriting, beautiful handwriting. And then they will draw artistically everything by hand. So I made sure that way. And when we made mistake, we literally had to erase it. It
mhm.
was not delete button there.
Right.
It was just fun, and sometimes that allowed me to, because I love to explore a lot of things. I go after shiny, I have a shiny object syndrome, but this also allowed me to slow myself down so that I could spend that precious time with them. So this is something, sometimes you just develop that interest, sometimes you find common interest, but this is great this summer, maybe next summer, but the time does not stay for us. It does not wait, right? So this summer is the best time to start. It's better late than never.
Well, you hit on something that I think is so important for us as adults is what kind of legacy are we leaving behind? And in this situation, you are leaving a legacy of knowledge and entrepreneurism, and that you're nourishing that entrepreneurial spirit. But the fact that you put this book out for other families to discover and work through this summer and in the future, you're also giving, your legacy goes way beyond what you could do
Yes.
just with your own family. And all of the work that the girls have done in helping you to pull this book together, there's a lot of kids you're going to help, and a lot of parents and kids who are going to be bonding over this. So I just want to say thank you, because I'm going to be one of them. I've purchased a copy of the book, and I will be working through it with my older two grandchildren. I have one who's 11 and one who's 9 that
Oh, that's
are
perfect.
perfect age for this. And I'm going to be working to do a little funding for something for them so that they can get started and they can choose which thing that they want to do. So I think it's going to be wonderful, and it's going to give me an opportunity to connect with them on Zoom and in person and just work through reading the book together and talking about it and thinking about how they might apply these same principles in their own life.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm very impressed. And one thing you mentioned is amazing, is that you will find out of the book at least one common interest, right? Maybe you love investing in stocks. You are going to explain that, or maybe you are in real estate like I do. And they started collecting things because we spoke about collectibles. They're like, oh yeah, we want to now collect things as well, because that's one thing. And then they see their mom buying jewelry. They're like, oh yeah, that's precious metal.
Right. Well, I think that the notebooks that you've written all of this stuff on are going to be a collectible item too. And you should to that, because someday in the future, people are going to be like, I can't believe that you've got this that's where it all began. Can you imagine what it would be worth for the gentleman, for a Dave Pilkey, like original thing that he wrote his
wow,
first story
yes.
on, right? So hey, I say dream big, and what you're doing is important. And so hang on to those memories. It's going to be worth so much. Whether you become a Dave Pilkey or not, you are going to enjoy and look back on that with great fond memories of working with Dad on this first book. And I do hope that I get to work with you guys more. Is there any final words or anything else you'd like to say before we go?
So I love helping people, and I really want people, like kids, when they read the book, I want them to share the same memories with their family as I did with my dad and my sister. Like how we enjoyed putting together the book, I want them to enjoy reading the book together. So I'd be really happy if they have those fun times together. And I really want to help make them learn about what a book is about, because I learned a lot, and I hope they would learn a lot too with their family.
Well, thank you so much for that. Anyone else? Other
Yeah,
parting words?
Just the final word is go and buy the book. Don't be late. And also our website is where you can buy autographed copies. So
Oh,
you can of course get it on Amazon, but if you want an autographed copy as well, our website is up and running. So, of course, you can go ahead and buy an autographed copy from
that's
there.
moneytreebooks.com.
Yes.
Perfect. Well, thank you all very much for joining me today and sharing your story. It is very inspirational, and I'm so proud of you. Congratulations on becoming best-selling authors. Have a
Thank you. And
Thank
April, I
you.
just want to say one last thing is that you have been amazing. You have been inspirational. You have been so supportive. We wouldn't be here with this book without you. And of course, everyone else who has helped me, but the team you had, because it reduced my time. Otherwise I would have to figure out who the illustrator would be, who, the social media person would be, who the graphics person would be. But it allowed me to just focus on what I do the best, so that your support throughout, guiding me in every angle, every step was so important. So yeah, thank you for being my mentor. I really appreciate it. We really appreciate it.
Thank you a
Yeah.
lot.
Thank you. I'm so grateful that I was able to do that. And it makes me so happy. And I believe that you guys are going to be getting some emails from people, and you're going to get to feel the same thing, because they're going to be thanking you for all of the help that they got in reading your book. And maybe you'll even get some pen pals out of it. I think it would be wonderful to start sharing your knowledge with others. So keep inspiring, keep working hard, and I'll be here when you're ready to go forward with your next book. Take care,
Thank
everybody.
you, April.
Bye.
Bye.